I have a blowout winning sports pick for you to tail completely free from the most profitable sports betting system on earth. I'm going to prove it to you. I don't just say that to say that. I'm unlike all of these nonsense Google handicappers and people on social media who just want to sell you picks. No, I show you every single data point that my algorithm takes into consideration when it generates a play for you to tail. And you may be thinking, oh, is this just some random spreadsheet? Is this just some random document that this guy just made up? No. This has over 9,000 individual data points tracked and logged for not only the play that we locked in and the win-loss, but also the CLV, the expected value, the results, the profit, the actual units that we're gaining, and the confidence score so that we can track every single data point. Now, before we get into the free play, right, the number one reason why 99% of sports bettors lose money is because they follow idiots on social media who portray that this 99 unit max lock play of the year, play of the century is, the end all be all. I know that when I was starting out with sports betting, the number one thing I wanted to do was use sports betting as a way to achieve freedom. And in order to do that, I needed something more than just winning one play one time. I needed a long-term, consistent strategy, something that I could actually use to make money month after month, not make money day after day. And that's exactly what I sought out to build. I built a strategy based on, I hired a big team of developers and ex-Vegas line makers and people that knew the inner workings behind how you could actually build a profitable sports betting strategy. And I hired them to help me develop this strategy that you're seeing on the screen right now. And as you can see, the monthly ROI percentages that we've been able to achieve with this strategy is unbelievable. And we're coming up on an extremely profitable August. And last night we went 5-1, which is adding to this strategy, adding to the spreadsheet. As you can see, we've only had one losing month in the entire history, coming up on close to 3 years now worth of data, where we lost 7.2%. But as you can see, that losing month was, engulfed by big months, 20, 25%, 15%, etc. So that's just a small blip on the radar. But again, why are people losing money sports betting? People are losing money sports betting because they lack the proper foundation needed to succeed. They are either betting their money on, whatever nonsense play that they're thinking based on emotion or based on all of these arbitrary things that mean nothing. And they have no data. The most important thing in sports betting is the same thing in all of business, yet sports bettors get it so drastically wrong. In any business, including sports betting, you are a slave to your data, because your data will tell you exactly how profitable or unprofitable your systems are. Now, I equate this, and this is so similar to like they're building a new skyscraper right next to me. And the people who are developing this $200 million project, they aren't sitting there and saying, let's just guess and check how we should pour the cement. Let's just guess how much we're going to sell the units for. Let's just bet, make a big gamble on like how we're going to finish these units. No, every single thing is calculated, right? And if you're following somebody where every single thing is not calculated and they're not tracking things like their overall win rate and a bare minimum, if they're not tracking their win rate, they're a scammer. Throw them out, right now. Or their CLV that they're achieving on every play, or their monthly ROI performance over years of data, or their cumulative P&Ls over years of data. If they're not tracking things like their Sharpe ratio, their median CLV, the max drawdown, the profit factor of their system, and all of the other data points, ROI percentages, etc., then you can just automatically write them off because they are a scammer and they are here to take your money. And I, in fact, am not. Right? Last night, I gave everybody a free play, right? And that free play cash, that was directly from one of my systems. That was directly from one of my algorithms, which I'm going to show you in a second. So based on, obviously, this, how does my algorithm work? Like, what data do we take into consideration, and how does it actually work? So we have 6 different strategies inside my software. We have a prop engine, where basically we're using public player projections to figure out the fair price for each prop. And then when the sports book's price is better than our fair price by a safe margin, we're posting it, right? The idea behind this is the store is selling it cheaper than it's worth. We size small, we don't chase price changes, and we track if the closing line moved in our way. And something super important is if we're consistently achieving positive CLV, which we absolutely are. Last night we had 100% positive CLV on all of the plays. which means our strategy has an actual edge. Because if we're getting consistent CLV, that means that we are, in fact, consistently profitable. If we're getting consistently bad CLV and the markets are moving against us, that'd be the equivalent of a stock trade moving against you and you just getting lucky that it hit. Like, that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for luck. We're not looking for the 1,000-unit max play bullshit that people sell on the internet. We're looking for consistent, long-term profitability that actually allows you to achieve your goals through sports betting, whether that's quitting the job you hate, building the side income, scaling your main income, making sports betting a thing for you, whatever that may be, right? So that's the first strategy. The second strategy is the syndicate pulse strategy. This basically says, when several respected sports books all move in the same direction around the same time, that usually means the market has learned something important. We detect those group moves and estimate the fair price, and we only post if the current price is still high. We want to get in before the crowd finish moving the number. Then we have the lineups wire strategy. When sports books raise betting limits and move a line, that's a sign that they respect the new price. We only post the best of those signals with a clear, don't chase the past number. The goal is simple, beat the closing line. Very simple strategy. Then we have our ratings gap lab strategy. We combine a few public power ratings to make our own team strike number, and from that we calculate what the spread or total should be. If the morning market is far enough from our number, we post it, similar to buying a stock below your estimate of fair value. Then we have the market mismatch strategy. We're comparing price across a few books. If one book is way off and the gap is going to close, we post that number. Simple, repeatable way to capture small, steady edges. We have our situational matrix. Some games change due to travel, rest, altitude, weather, referee style, etc. We take those factors and turn them into a single score, and then we adjust based on what the fair line should be. If the morning market hasn't fully priced in those factors, we are posting that edge. Now, across all six, we are always making our fair prices first. We only post when the math says it's positive, where there's positive value. We set a clear entry window and use small unit sizes. We never chase bad prices, and we track whether we beat the closing line. Over time, obviously, beating the closing line is the best side that our edges and these strategies are actually legitimate, right? So again, if you are a losing sports bettor, you have one thing to blame. It's the fact that you're not following a proven and profitable system. Sports betting is a simple game. If you have a system and you have proper risk management, you will be successful long term. If you don't, you will lose. And if your favorite handicapper can't tell me all of the data above, then they are lying to you, right? So you have two choices. The first choice is to play with the winners and tail proven, consistent, profitable strategies, or you can lose just like everyone else. Now, let's jump into the plays from last night so I can show you exactly what they look like and what we're looking for. So these were the plays from last night. This is the Thursday results analysis from the community. As you can see, Thursday, August 28th, we went 5-1, hitting at 83.3% win rate. Now, last night, we profited 3.77 units with an 83% return on our investment. Most importantly, and this is the most important thing I look at, right? Closing line value. We beat the closing line on 6 out of 6 picks with an average CLV of 2.1%. This is how you demonstrate and see whether an edge is actually legitimate. And then another key indicator of whether an edge is legit is, do you see how many plus money plays we hit? We hit a plus with plus 115, plus 165, plus 190, plus 115. So we aren't taking the idiotic minus 250 locks from the idiots online. Like, that's just so stupid, in my opinion. So stupid. This was the free play that I gave out, by the way, the minus 110. I gave you guys a minus 110 free play, right? So, nobody can have anything to say about that. So, again, we only lost one play. We lost to plus 125 on the Braves. And, again, we went 5-1. Now, each specific system, and I'm going to break down exactly what these systems look like. And this is obviously not just like the one line of analysis we give. Each line of analysis, we have full paragraphs of analysis that obviously give the intricate details on what the algorithm is specifically looking at, but this will give you an idea, right? What we basically said is there's a velocity mismatch model projecting a 76.4% probability against the market's implied probability of 47.6%. So obviously there was a big edge between what our model predicted and what the actual market had priced in. And a good example of this was that player prop that we alerted last night, Paul Skeens over 7.5 strikeouts, right? We alerted it at 1 unit with an exact confidence score of 8.3 out of 10 with an expected value of 5.2%. Now, we also wrote the entire paragraph of analysis on exactly what we were looking at, why we were looking at it, and pretty much all of the data to back it up. So it's not just kind of shooting dark here. The algorithm will identify profitable setups and profitable opportunities, and then we'll give you and give whoever's tailing each system, each software in this case, access to the exact data points that it's looking at. So let's jump over to another one. So last night here, as we can see, we locked in Boston Red Sox at plus 115. This was a 0.6 unit play with a confidence score of 6.7 out of 10 with a positive expected value of plus 2.8%, right? We basically said we identified a pricing discrepancy where two offshore books, Bet365 and William Hill, are offering Boston at plus 115, while the North American consensus is pricing this in at plus 105. 10-point difference is a solid geographical arbitrage opportunity where international books are slower to adjust to recent information, and the algorithm identified this mismatch at 12:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's confirmed it's not due to different pitcher listings, etc. So you guys get the point, right? It's extremely calculated. Every single detail is extremely calculated in how we make decisions based on our software and our analysis. And then again here, last night, right? Miami Marlins plus 190 for 0.5 units with a confidence score of 6.5 out of 10, getting an expected value of 3.2%. We basically said the situational matrix has identified a compelling contrarian opportunity. As a large road underdog, we processed 28 different situational variables, 78th percentile of underdog conditions. Miami is completing a difficult 7-game road trip, but has shown resilience, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to bore you to death with all the details, but I just want to show you guys what the level of in-depth analysis that we have, contributes to, and how you guys can obviously tail. And obviously, yesterday was just a small day. Overall, in the past 3 days, we have been hitting at 61.1%. We have gained 4.78 units. This is the 3-day performance analysis from August 26th to 28th. So again, combined record 11-7 with a 61% win rate, which is again very profitable. Anybody that says we went 20-1, it's almost like it's just too good to be true. It's just too ridiculous. Like, that's not consistent. That's not successful, because the next week they'll go 1-20. Like, we don't look for that. We look for consistent success. But what's most importantly is on the closing line, we beat the closing line 89% of the time on 24 out of 27 picks. Now, August 26th, we gained 2.1 units, going 4-2. We again beat the closing line on 5 out of 6 picks. Wednesday, August 27th, we went 2-4, down 1.09 units, but again beat the closing line 5 out of 6 times for 83% hit rate on the closing line. So again, that's what's most important in the strategy. We're still beating the closing line on our losing days, which means the losing days can be minus a unit, minus 1.5 units. The winning days can be plus 2 units, plus 3 units, plus 4 units, etc. Your small losers, big winners, etc. On Thursday, yesterday, we went 5-1, plus 3.77 units, beating the closing line on all 6 of the picks. So again, that is how the algorithm works, and obviously a key indicator of the performance overall, right? Now, why do we have a quantitative approach, and why are we so focused on the math and all of that behind how the system works, right? The most important thing is the fact that traditional sports betting is emotional and subjective. And subjective basically means that you can't have a strategy that's based one day on a pitching this matchup and that's based the next day on line movement. You can't have a strategy. Each strategy that we employ exploits the same market inefficiencies as the day prior. You can't have a system that's like, oh yeah, today it's based on these XYZ factors. Yesterday it was based on all these other random factors, and tomorrow it's going to be based on who knows what factors. That's not how you create a proven and profitable system. That's just a lie. That's just bullshit that people try to feed you that I'm here to obviously debunk. So again, what do we take into consideration? 31 quantitative variables processed per selection. We monitor across 15 plus sports books. We have statistical modeling for every single play, and we continue to obviously refine the algorithm. We beat the closing line, etc. Now, from a capital perspective, gaining 4.78 units might seem like a little bit, but when you actually scale that bankroll up, you can be making that's a $5,000 profit on a $100,000 bankroll. And that's just to say, in the month of August right now, we're sitting at a 31%, give or take. I think about 30 to 31%. 30 to 31% on a $10,000 bankroll means you just made $3,000 to $3,100 in profit in a 1 month off a consistent system, not a get-rich-quick system, a consistent system. Now, most importantly to note is like, if you were to grow that bankroll, you were to take that $3,000 and keep it in there next month. If we go 20%, 30% again, you have now continued to compound your account up, which is stuff that you could actually achieve whatever your dreams are, which is quitting your job, building a side income sports betting. Like this, you need to have a consistent system to actually achieve whatever you're looking to do with sports betting. So if your system isn't consistent and you're not actually long-term profitable, then you will have no luck actually doing what you truly got into the game of sports betting to do, which was obviously make money first and foremost, but secondly, use that money to better your life in any regard. But let's get into the play that we're locking in today. Hopefully you guys understand, obviously, the power of consistency and having an algorithmic system. So the play that we're locking in today is from the Syndicate Pulse system. We're locking in Tampa Bay Rays minus 165. Now, obviously, this is just one of the plays from, obviously, 6 different systems. I'm only locking this in for, again, 0.9 units. But the Syndicate Pulse has detected premium coordinated sharp money move on Tampa Bay across 5 major books within 22-minute window, starting at 10:47 a.m. This is the statistics and the analysis that you need to obviously be a consistently profitable sports bettor. First, the sharp books moved. Pinnacle, Bookmaker, Heritage, BetOnline, they moved the line from minus 155 to minus 165, with Circa following 8 minutes later a textbook Tier 1 syndicate signal. The algorithm classified this as elite because the movement occurred during minimal public betting volume, only 28% of the tickets on Tampa Bay, and coincided with the significant sharp account activity totaling over $180,000 in tracked wagers. Now, we go into a bit of other statistics, but again, this is the level of analysis that you need to be a consistently profitable sports bettor. So, what I want you guys to do is lock in, obviously, this free play. If you want to get access to all of my systems, there is no buy now button. There is no just click this and buy now and you can buy my picks. No. I need to obviously vet that each one of you guys is actually has the ability to be long-term consistent. And why do I need to do that? Because I offer a full money-back guarantee, no questions asked, money-back guarantee if my systems are unprofitable. Because obviously, over the past 3 years, they've been extremely profitable. So in order to offer that money-back guarantee on all of my systems, which means no risk on your behalf, I only make money when you make money, I need to make sure that you guys not only have the bankroll to tail this system, but you have the mindset needed to be consistently profitable and actually achieve your dreams. So there's no buy now button. You have to chat with me on Instagram DMs. So make sure you shoot me a DM on Instagram where you can obviously have a chat with me about why you think you'll be a good fit to tail my systems. And then I'll obviously have a conversation with you. We'll jump on a quick call, whatever it may be, and I will vet you and understand where you're currently at and how my systems can help you most importantly, and make sure that you have what it takes to tail at a high level, because I can't offer a money back guarantee. I can't offer you all these amazing opportunities, tail these systems when I'm going to get a text message from you late at night and be like, yo man, I just lost my entire bankroll. And I'll be like, why? And you're going to be like, well, I didn't follow the unit guidelines. I didn't follow the risk management. I didn't tail all 6 of the systems. I just tailed one of the systems. I put my whole bankroll on it and I lost it. Like, I can't offer you a money back guarantee then. And I want to make sure that every single person tailing has a full money back guarantee, because if the systems are unprofitable, then you get your full refund and there's no harm, no foul in anybody. But the systems are obviously not unprofitable because they've been proven and back tested over the past years, which is why I have the confidence to offer that money back guarantee. So again, you can't buy these systems. You must chat with me in Instagram DMs. So if you want to get access to my full systems and obviously tail the systems that last night went 5-1 and are going to obviously continue to cash out over the past 3 days, 11 wins, 7 losses, make sure you shoot me an Instagram DM and we'll chat there. But I look forward to speaking with you guys. Let's have a great day. Let's make some money tonight. Peace.